Man, man is life. It took me time to actually understand this, but I'm bringing this good news to you because it is the reality of life, right? So, flow with me, and I'm going to share with you why man is life. Welcome. This is Life Unscripted. In Life Unscripted, I share with you how you can become a student for life beyond academic session in order that you achieve optimum and sustainable success. And in that light, we are building confident global champions because we have been able to see that the school structure does not actually project that which we are meant to believe in as life, because the curriculum was meant to serve as a template for life structure. But most times we see students come out of the school and look like they have never lived for themselves. And so it is high time you understand that life is unscripted. It only takes your discipline to pick up a pen and a paper to write or rewrite your script, because there are defining moments and there are redefining moments. And so, but it's your first time on my channel, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get a notification when the next content drops. And if it is your first time on Facebook or Instagram, hit that follow button. It is one of the best decisions you're going to make in your life this year and beyond. And of course, I'm going to share with you why in this series. So in this series, I want to share with you why man is life. And basically, 16th of May is always a celebration for boys, but it wasn't as loud enough as it was when it has to come with girls or women or ladies, or as the case of my gender. Let me use my gender. So, why do I say that man is life? When from the beginning of creation, when God created man, right? He created us, all of us, men. And the power of men, for you to understand that man is life, is that he waited to create a man before he went to rest. And so that was why he first of all created the environment, which are the creatures, before he created we, the creators, and before he found rest. And so when he created creators, he has given them the power of dominion of what he has created, of the creatures he has made available, so that they can actually do a continuity plan for the purpose of him in this world, right? So but we need to begin today to go from this particular beginning of creation to understand the power of man, and then where a place of women and where it lies. Now, why do I say that boys are not celebrated as much as ladies are? This is because society has not interpreted the beauty and the power of a man, right? Based on the biblical perspective I just shared with you. There are a lot in different Bible scriptures that said the power of a man. Because that's why when you look at your Bible, you will not see there are how many women there, and or you only see 3,000 men, 3,000 these. It's always about men, 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 brethren. That's what it is called in your Bible. You will not see women, ladies, girls. You won't see it there. What you see there is men. So what does that tell you? God recognized this as man. Why? Because we are made men. It's just that we have different responsibilities, and that is why we are female and they are male. So we were made male and female, right? But we have different responsibilities. So my question is, why does it look like it is only the boys, it is only the men that have responsibilities, that they do not even pay attention to celebrate themselves? Because anytime it even calls for celebration, I was speaking with my uncle in one of those days. He told me, what celebration about? At the end of the day, they will come and collect money from me to actually do my own celebration. So why would he bother about going the extra mile, right, to go and bring money that he used to, stress him at that particular time? And you see, there are a lot of men like that. You see them, they will tell you they don't celebrate birthdays, not because they don't want to celebrate themselves, but they are coming from a dimension of a lot of responsibilities due to unrealistic societal pressure that have been placed on them. That's why it is difficult to stay in partnership with people these days, because there are a lot of unrealistic expectation. That's why when it comes to love relationship, it has become more difficult than ever in this our time. So let's pay attention to this. Now, why are boys not celebrated as that of men? This is going to be a reminder. The major, most important thing that made this so is the fact that boys Men, when they were boys, were trained to focus on responsibility rather than being open also to reciprocity. So they are always the one giving, giving, giving. The world is expecting them, bring it, bring it, bring it. That is what the world is expecting of men. And then they forget themselves when they do all of those things. And you will now see the last thing they would want to remember is to actually celebrate themselves. I grew up with a lot of guys around me. I mean, three guys were older than me, right? So I grew up among men. And I can tell you based on experience, my brother will find every reason to make sure that we eat, we do this, we do that, but he doesn't have role on at a point in time. At some point, I was telling him, why are you developing this kind of order? He said, what's that? Let's go and make money. Let's go and do it. You will see that even those things, those little things that they are not even paying attention to themselves about. It is now where we as ladies, our responsibility is to help them, is to groom them. But right now, we are always seeing ourselves because we are always at the receiving end. We're always seeing that we are meant to, and before you know it, it's an entitlement mentality. It is time for us to understand that we are all men and man is life. We are only made male and female, and we have different responsibility. It is not only men that have responsibility, we too have responsibility, and that's the essence of partnership. That is the essence of connection. That is the essence of celebration because we are not doing anybody a favor. Everybody is bringing something to the table. You as a boy, you as a man, we are trained to focus on responsibility rather than being open to reciprocity. And you find it very difficult to even accept, even when people truly want to even do something for you, because the society is making it that when they slap you, you shouldn't cry. The society has made you to feel like no, you don't need to do some certain things because you are a man, you are meant to be a man. So if you do those things, it doesn't matter. So why am I saying this? We need to come from a point whereby appreciation is something that we need to groom in men, right? I wrote some few things down here because I'm trying to tell you that I do not even, I have little or no girlfriends. Sorry to say. Why? Because I grew up with men. I was fond of them. I love their company more than ever. Their conversations are always valid. They are not valid. I would say concrete. Why? Because they are always given the opportunity to go out there and meet the world at a very earlier stage because of those responsibility mounted on them. And then we are now being so much entitled that we are not now even celebrating glorified self-esteem in the name of we women, we're meant to be this, we're meant to be that, you know. but for men, and you see them, men have an open heart. They easily forget people, forget wrongs. When you see them, even if they have a fight, the next time when they bring beer or they bring football, you see them, they'll start having a conversation and the life goes on. See how beautiful their life is. And that is one of the basic ways they need to, boys and men need to start paying attention to actually celebrating themselves. You can't come to life to kill yourself. So why am I sharing this with you? Why do I really care? As a woman and as a lady and as a girl, why do I really care to share this with you? Number one is that I have a father. I had a father who is late now, that at a point in his life, he left home. He left home at a point in his life when he felt he couldn't meet up with his responsibility. And he felt bad about it. And he left home because of that without any explanation. Just because of this. Secondly, I have brothers that went out on the streets even when they were not prepared for it because of unrealistic demands of society to train we younger ones and forget living for themselves. Why again am I sharing this with you? Thirdly, because I have a husband that has dealt with so many rejections on the quest to prove a point to those who were meant to believe in him till he become. Why else am I sharing this with you? Because I am going to give birth to a boy. I'm going to give birth to men. I am going to groom boys who are going to be men tomorrow that may endanger this. And we want to start from where we are to be able to mend this. And as of that time, we want to promote the fact that they will have to prioritize being human rather than trying to prove a point based on societal pressure. And it is time for us to begin to celebrate the men because We cannot produce if they don't provide. We cannot incubate if they don't protect. We cannot help if they don't grow. So everything works hand in hand, and that is where you begin to know that man is life. So if this resonates, just the way you are celebrating yourself, just remember that you also have a responsibility to help. And that responsibility that was given to you right from Adam and Eve, it was to help the man who have already started his work. Yes. And that is why we need to understand that we women, we also have responsibility. We are not meant to be entitled. We need to stand up today and help these men, to let them realize, and this season being a reminder that they need to learn how to celebrate themselves. It's not always about responsibility, but it's also about you being open for reciprocity of a lot that you have given out to the world. So let's celebrate them and give them the inspiration as a reminder that we can only produce because they provide, that we are called to help, and that is our responsibility for life as women to actually do that. So don't make it look like it's only men that have responsibility. We also do as women, but because society makes it look like everything is just meant on men, they forget to celebrate themselves. And that's why it looks like girls celebrate themselves more, because they are always at the receiving end. So today we need to wake up and appreciate them for the responsibilities and a whole lot of things that they take, not just because they do that, but because they merit to actually celebrate themselves. So right, if you agree with me, type in the comment section, man is life. And for every man in your life, a father, a husband, it doesn't have to be biological, it can be based on connection. Reach out to them today. Let them know how impactful you are in their lives. Let them know how great they have been in your life. Let them know that they matter. Let them be reminded that they are worthy of celebration, so that they will also be inspired to know that beyond responsibility, that they should be open for reciprocity of gratitude, of respect, reciprocity of love, care, and provision. Yes, because provision is not just one-sided. I mean, there are different levels to this thing, right? And then it is because they provide, that is why we produce. So just imagine, we can't be able to work if they are not. And so that's why you need to understand that man is life. And I hope you are able to do this, to celebrate every boy child, to celebrate every man in your life. It is a call to action for you to actually learn that you're worthy of celebrating yourself. And it is time to place worth on yourself, so that you tell us how to treat you, and you tell us the best way that we can actually appreciate you. Don't tell me you don't know what you want. Don't tell me, it looks so shabby. As a man, I'm not meant to collect, whereas you are giving a lot. No, it is a give and take. It's a give and take. That is why everything God said, as powerful as God is seeking a relationship. He is seeking something. He is seeking something, and it's a universal law. Everyone has to open their mind and pay attention to. I hope this makes a lot of sense to you. And for every man, for every boy child, for everything that it is representing male, I want to let you know that I celebrate you. I value you. No matter how small, no matter how big you have invested in this life, you are worthy of celebration. And find out time today and chill out, cool off, and allow people to actually celebrate you, because you are worthy of celebration. Once again, I want to wish you happy International Boys Child Day. I mean, all the men were once boys. And of course, you know the journey of becoming a man. It's not easy. And this is a reminder for you to celebrate yourself. So that will be all from me, from the Edupreneur, of course, the founder of the Confident Global Champions Network, Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗓. And until I come your way again in another episode of Life Unscripted, don't forget, it is time to live the life you are proud of, and not the one people recommend. Till then, bye for now.